I'm sure everybody knows that famous quote from Far Cry 3.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
I have grown to like that quote, especially in the last years. We play a lot of games that push us to insanity. Trials is a perfect example. The ease of retrying the stage instantly to maybe shave off fractions of seconds is doing the same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. Improvement isn't guaranteed, yet it has a strange appeal that keeps you getting back for more. Now that we have covered the example of trials, we can focus on the title of this video, trail breaking. In the last days, I've realized that sim racing isn't actually that different to trials. Let me explain. Since the start of the year, I'm part of FN Endurance Esports, a sim racing team that focuses on having fun while participating in some of the bigger endurance events on iRacing. During the practice for the Sebring event in a few weeks, I was consistently down on pace. After about 100 laps, I was consistently running 2 minute 2 seconds, 2 minute 3 seconds, but my teammates were almost hitting 2 minutes flat. I was getting a little frustrated that I couldn't figure out where I was losing the time. I ran even more laps, and while I was consistently not improving my time.
Definition of insanity.
But then I saw a suggested video on YouTube by Danny Lee. Trail breaking. Motherfucking trail breaking. It's something I did know about, but I never bothered learning it. This will sound weird, but I was never in a situation where I felt like I needed to push further and harder than I usually do. Don't get me wrong, I always aim to give it all hell, but I was battling for podiums most of the time and generally just having fun. I didn't feel the need because it felt like I wasn't missing out on just having fun. But being with the team, it felt like I would be letting them down, being that off pace compared to them. So I set a goal of learning to trail break. Just a disclaimer, this isn't meant to be a tutorial, but what is trail breaking exactly? This is usually how I enter the corner. Hard braking before the corner, release brake, turn in and accelerate out. This is a very normal way to look at it and will do the trick just fine. But as I eventually realized, there is so much more time to be gained if you do it different, if you trail brake. Trail braking is hard braking until you start turning in. You turn in but keep braking at a lower level, release brake at corner exit and accelerate out. So why does this gain time? Trail braking keeps the front tires pressed down onto the track, giving them more grip, and the rear tires have less weight pushing them on the track, which helps with turning into the corner. You can also brake a little further and you can carry more speed through the corner. For a more detailed and better explanation than mine, I'll link Danny's video in the description and as a card on the top right corner. He explains it way better than I do, and his comparison with butter and bread is hilarious, yet makes sense in a weird and delicious way. Now that's the theory sorted. Mastering it is another thing entirely. The only advice I can give is practice. Practice, practice, and hours of practice. Set a personal best while braking like you usually do, and then give trail braking a go. I used Race Lab apps to review my braking input immediately after each corner. Together with a relative, I could see how much trail braking was improving my lap in real time. My laps have improved quite significantly already, but it's still nowhere near perfect. I'll now show a side-by-side comparison of my fastest lap while braking before the corner with my fastest lap while trail braking. You'll see that in every corner I gain a good chunk of time. It's not the easiest to learn, but it's definitely worth it. Only downside is that the car can feel a little loose sometimes, which is something you'll need to watch out for. But when you put in the time and effort, the results will be worth it and it will start feeling like a second nature. Now, it will be interesting to see how much more I will improve my trail braking when my Asetek Invicta pedals arrive. Stay tuned for a video comparing the Thrustmaster TLCMs with the Invictas, hopefully very soon.